It's showtime, baby. Let's go. Woo!
Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Turnipole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of my new tailgate that I cannot wait to give you all the information about, but I can't just do it yet. But I can tell you this, we're going to be live at the Moreland Lager House each and every Sunday before the Bengals home games. I cannot freaking wait. There's going to be a price point in this. It's going to cost you to get in there, but it's going to be well worth it. You get delicious more on food, delicious more on beer, access to their new bourbon room, which they are constructing right now. There will be former Bengal players there. There's going to be me. Bengals captain will be there. Maybe Chop will show up. Who knows? Maybe the Godfather. When the Godfather comes to town, maybe AC will come in and hang out with us. But either way, it's going to be a lot of fun each and every Sunday. Tuesday nights, I'll be there live during the season for our live Monday show that we do on Mondays. We're going to move to Tuesdays, but it's going to be an absolute blast. I hope you guys can join us and go eat some delicious wine food this weekend and drink some delicious beer. Speaking of delicious food, check out Midwest's best barbecue. It's all out there on the east side. It's a 45-minute drive for me, but trust me, it is completely worth it. Get you some CTB wings, some Uno wings, some G-Funk. Third Saturday of the month, get you some ribs. Woo-wee. Some good shit right there. And if you guys are in the market for any windows and doors, please check out Meyer Windows and Doors. I got them in my house. Make sure you get them in yours. Matty Myers will pull up to your house, give you a free estimate in the Jackpot Joey Mobile. You guys can talk football. You can talk windows. You can talk all kinds of stuff. But make sure you get some new windows. Like I said, they are awesome. My West Side peeps, there's no Reds game tonight, but just looking for a good place to go. Have a beer, ice cold beer, nice environment. Go check out Hail Mary's. It's your ticket to the game. Big ass TV screen, beer specials, food trucks, free parking. It is awesome. Make sure you check it out. Again, that's Hail Mary's. Your ticket to the game. What is going on to everybody in the chat? We got Brad in there. Chop is in there. Chop says it's showtime, baby. He loves my intro. I don't care what Chop says. I'm going to talk even longer now because Chop says that I have too long of an intro. So I'm going to talk even longer now. But Dustin's in there. So Dustin's in there. Paul Painter's in there. Crip's in there. Lindsay and Depressed? I don't even know. Shirt? Is that a shirt? I don't know what that is. I don't see. He said we're going to go 20-0. I like it. Anyway, let's get to this. You know what? Chop's here, but we all want to get here. You guys are all here for one man, and one man only, and that is the Godfather, Anthony Cosenza. What's up, AC?
What is going on? I'm trying to drive up the energy here. You're getting me going. It's been a long week already, only Wednesday. And man, the pump up song going into the intro and your energy, it's lifting me up, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No, I can see why you had a long day. You drove all the way from California to Cincinnati. You can see in the background you're in Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, I got cut off. I had other plans. It's a show icon, but I mean, hey, the main word is in there since he's in there. So
believe it, because you guys are part of the Believe Network now. Congratulations on that, by the way.
You.
All right, I've made it wait long enough. Let's get to one of the craziest son of bitches I know in Bengals land. It's Pork Chop. He left.
And then he's gone.
JK, I'm here.
I thought you were going to come and say, it's showtime, baby.
Hold on.
Had I known Chop was coming on, I would have wore the different hat. I mean,
there you go.
Gosh, I didn't know.
It's showtime, baby. Let's go.
It's Bebe. You got to say Bebe, not Baby.
It's showtime, baby.
Bebe.
Let's go.
Exactly. All right, boys. So I titled this show "Expectations for the 2024 Cincinnati Bengals."
You can
I think
end
it's the same
show, man.
I think it's the
Super Bowl.
same expectations we had the last 3 years. I think it's Super Bowl or bust. I mean, honestly, I hate to say that, but that's kind of the level we're at. What do you guys think? Go ahead, AC Slater. By the way, I like AC Slater.
Well, I mean, yeah. By the way, I'm probably dating myself naming.
Oh no, dude, I love
like that.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen is still one of the hottest girls around. I don't care what anybody says. She's
I
almost.
dated myself last night.
She's
'cause
like
the
better
wife stayed
now.
up there.
Oh,
She's
dude.
like better now than she was then, man.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
yeah,
man,
she's,
alive.
yeah. Hey, us 50-year-olds, we age well.
Hey, let me
Well,
tell you something.
hey,
That's
hey.
why, like, I didn't wear glasses when I was younger. That your eyes get weak when you're older. That way they stay hot.
Is that what it is?
That's right. It's exactly like it's all in God's plan.
I like the logic there.
Yeah.
I like the logic there. That's good. Yeah. No, I mean, of course, you have to. I think Super Bowl is the aspiration for sure, but I mean, everybody, asks, hey, how are the Bengals going to be this year? How are the Bengals going to be this year? I'm like, well, I mean, if Burrow's healthy, they're in it. If Burrow's healthy, they're in it, and it's just a matter of him staying healthy. I think they've made improvements in areas that on paper seem to make sense. You're going to ask a couple of young guys to, whether they're rookies or second year guys, to step up and kind of mature pretty quickly in some of these roles, and they seem like they trust guys like Jermaine Burton already. So you're going to have all of that. I think the biggest question, of course, is just health to your stars, and then of course, just did they improve enough on defense in the areas that they needed to. I think that the right tackle position between one of the two acquisitions, rookie or veteran, is going to stabilize a bit there. So, I think there's some questions on defense that still kind of need to be answered, but the stars are there. The pieces are in place. It's about health across the roster.
Chop, what's your thoughts, man?
Man, forget about it. What are you worried about?
Forget about it. We got to do the Italione thing. Forget about it, all right?
What area of this team are you worried about? Pick it. Quarterback? No. Offensive line? No. Running backs? We're good. Tight ends? Mike Gesicki, right? Wide
Yes, sir.
receiver? Come the fuck on, man. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Ed Jermaine Burton, who didn't even drop a pass.
And Yoshi.
at
Don't forget
Alabama.
about everybody keeps sleeping on Yoshi. I think Yoshi's going to get more playing
And
time than
Yoshi,
Burton.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the defense, I mean, we upgraded the safety position. We stayed good at linebacker. Our defensive line could have possibly taken a big step forward despite losing DJ Reader. That's a huge loss. But this dude, Chris Jenkins, is going to be a baller. I'm telling you. I'm not saying he's going to be Geno Atkins. I'm saying he's going to give us that kind of play, though. He's going to bring the energy. This guy, he's a little short, for the position, but he's built like a fucking bulldog. You ever met this guy in person?
You have.
It's just like a ball of muscle. And then he did that. I saw that Turkish get up you were
that's
talking about.
crazy.
Not a dumbbell.
No.
The whole barbell.
barbell.
Over 90 pounds on it. What's it? 90. It's 90 plus what's the bar weight? Like
AC
40?
would know more than I would.
45.
So 45 times 3. I ain't doing no math here, but that's what he did. A Turkish get up, bouncing that bar in a hand.
I think AC
Nobody
does
wants
that.
to fuck
AC
with
does
this
that in
guy.
his bedroom. I mean, I don't know what your AC does that in his bedroom.
I
Probably so.
I roll out of bed doing 8 of them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So,
I'm just saying,
Grr.
you take all that. We didn't lose. I'm telling you, we didn't lose a step, man.
Exactly.
Ryan Callahan went to Tennessee, yes, but a pitcher steps up and knows the offense. Also adding a little extra things that he's doing. We don't have to worry. Plus, where's the Super Bowl at this year?
Nolans.
Yep.
Huh?
There you go.
Joe Burrow going to New Orleans for a championship. What the fuck? It's
Yeah.
our destiny year. I've been telling you since before last season. I wondered last season, no lie, and Jeff, I said last season I didn't know how we were going to go to the Super Bowl because I knew that this year was our destiny year.
Yeah, you were
I
saying
said,
last year.
what the
I was
fuck?
saying-
Are we going to win?
I said it was going to be back-to-back years, but
Because I know we're going to win in the Superdome. Are we winning last year too? And then
yeah, it was going to be
the
back-to-back.
inevitable happened.
Yeah, that's what
God knew Joe Burrow was going to win the Super Bowl, and he was like, "It's your fucking destiny year next year."
Exactly.
So he gave him a little wrist injury. He's back now. He's got the head. I sent him a photo. He did my haircut.
It's all
We're
because
ready
you
to
chop.
go.
There you
He's
go.
probably trying to grow the beard out right now, but I honestly am not sure he could grow a beard.
He might not be able to.
He's a young
Let's get
buck.
to Dustin's comment here. He said, I think the Burrow era will have multiple rings, but what is the time period in which we need the ring before we consider this what is it?
Regime.
Regime. Thank you. A letdown. Podfather was in SoCal this weekend. Terrible traffic, brother. That's a good question. Like I said, I honestly already expected us to have one by now, to be honest.
I agree.
If we don't get one in the next 2 years, I'm going to be pretty irritated, to be honest. And I'm not trying to be boastful or anything, but damn it, I mean, we should have already had one if they don't freaking call a flag on Logan Wilson, and they don't line up offsides at the last play of the game. Yeah, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, AC?
I think I'm with you. Once 21, I think we all felt they kind of matured earlier. They arrived earlier than maybe a year or two than we thought. We thought they'd be fun that year, maybe make a playoff push that year and not go all the way to the Super Bowl. And so they arrived early. And so here we are a handful of years later going, man, that, it still hasn't come to fruition after that Super Bowl appearance came close the year after. But I think you got to look definitely, within the next 2 years, right? Because then you're starting to see some roster turnover potentially of your stars, and/or you're starting to, pay a lot more of these guys on deals that, you're making sacrifices elsewhere on the roster potentially to keep some of these star players. So that's when you got to start, getting these, fulfilling the potential, so to speak. So, I think within this year and next year, that's probably my window, because then you're looking at, it'll be a little bit of a different scenario, but you're going to start looking at this a little bit like the Marvin Lewis era in a way where you go, okay, now we're 5-6 years in, we're going to have to probably not rebuild, but reload the roster in a lot of different areas. Then, you got to maybe a year of transition there type of thing. And then you kind of try and swing for the fences for the next 4 or 5 years as well. Now, I don't see the quarterback turnover that Marvin had, Carson and Andy Dalton, but I think, you saw later in Carson's years, that the team started to kind of break down in different areas, and Marvin was kind of the master of recreating that roster and getting it competitive pretty quickly again. So I just don't want to see that happen here without some potential being fulfilled. And I think we're looking at the next year or two as kind of the key window where you go, man, they really didn't take advantage of an opportunity that you feel like they were primed for.
Chad, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm just saying, blah, blah, blah. No offense, destiny year. Doesn't matter. We're going to win this year. And I'm going to tell you, though, man, I've been a Bengals fan for a long time. So whatever happens, next year we're going to get them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
and
I really feel confident that this is our destiny year. I think that the stars have aligned. I feel like this has already been written down. Someone in the future's reading the history of the NFL, and they found out that the 24-25 season belonged to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, AC did bring it up, is with T. Higgin possibly his last year with the Bengals. They could tag him next year. They could just let him go. We'll find out. But the team's going to look different next year, and Joe Burrow's contract is going to start next year. So all that money's going to start. So it's going to be interesting of how they attack it, and he's still got to sign Jamar because they're going to sign him. If they're going to attack it kind of like how Kansas City did, because they put all the money on Mahomes, and then they kept Travis Kelce, and they let Tyreek Hill go and other guys go and stuff. So that's where next year we're going to get into that point where they're going to have to be more creative with the salary cap, and they're preparing for this already. I think as far as wide receiver room goes with Yoshi Vosh. I think Yoshi Vosh, honestly, I think he's going to get more plays because guys, I love this. This is what I think about it. If you have Yoshi on the outside, T on the outside, and we see Jamar in the slot, I think we might see that a lot this year.
More than Burton?
Yeah, Jamar, yeah. Because
no fucking way.
Yeah, well,
hey, Jermaine, look, I love Yoshi, man. All right, I love Yoshi. He's done a great job. He's a fucking 6th round pick. Jermaine Burton is 1st round talent. Go look at all the receivers that TJ Hushman's ought to work with and pick out one that's not a starter.
Right. Like I said, I think it's going to be just my opinion right now. I mean, I could be wrong. I'll be fine to be wrong. But as of right now, I think Yoshi's probably got the inside track because he's got a year under his belt. He's done everything they've asked him to do, and Burrow trusts him. Burrow's already got a year with him, so that's the thing. And Burton could take that on. Go ahead, AC.
No, you guys know me. I like to see both sides of the argument,
Sure.
and I see validity in both of what you guys are saying. Really, here's the thing with Burton. It's there's the Yoshi Vosh had the year with and built rapport with Burrow and all that. That makes a lot of sense, and I can understand that. I think he is going to see the field a bit more than he did last year. However, Burton's older for a rookie. Burton has played at big time programs and big time games. And I think he's already shown in a very short period of time that they can trust him to do inside work and outside work. I think you're going to see, Jeff, you and I have talked about this a couple of times. I think you're going to see those top three guys, Burton, Chase, and Higgins, doing a mishmash of playing inside and playing outside. And they're going to alternate and move things around to confuse the hell out of defenses. That's what they're going to try and do. And I think what you're going to try and do, hey, maybe Chase is having maybe against a really good corner, he's having a little bit of tough time on the outside. Let's move him inside and create a mismatch on the slot corner that tries to guard him. Vice versa with Burton. They're going to try a lot of different things. And I think
don't forget Gesicki. Don't forget.
Exactly. And I think the tight end group has improved drastically, and I think that's going to help. Yeah, that's going to help a lot.
Zach Moss coming in, such a phenomenal blocker too. Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot to be excited about on that side of the ball for sure. And I think they finally have guys that, and I was a big Tyler Boyd guy. I think you guys know that. I love Tyler Boyd and everything he brought to this team. Yeah. But Tyler Boyd was just a slot guy.
Yep.
And a slot guy only. You didn't push him on the boundary often. Now, it was out of necessity early in Zach Taylor's coaching career with the Bengals that he was doing some outside work because of injuries and lack of talent, all that kind of stuff. But he was a slot guy, and that was his forte. And now with those three guys, you have an ability to do this shell game and move them around and create mismatches across the field. So that's what I'm really excited to see. But I do think also Yoshi has a role in this team that is an important role. I do agree with Chop here as well. I mean, Yoshi was a day 3 pick, and Burton was arguably first round talent that fell to the third round because of other stuff. So
I'll be completely happy to be wrong. But the point is, we got like you said, AC. We talked about this before the show. We got so many guys that can play so many different positions on the field that you can. You can have three in 3 different downs. You can have these guys do in 3 different positions, all 3 downs. I mean, it's that's what is exciting about this because, I mean, the complaint about the offense is it's been a little too predictable in the past couple of years, and I think and I hate to say this, I love Tyler Boyd, I love Joe Mixon, but with those guys being gone, we have guys now that can do not. I would say better, just do more things, put it in different positions. And you want to be deceptive. And that's the thing is our offense wasn't as deceptive as it can be, and it should be. And Chop brought up, you got Gesicki. They had Gesicki. We know he can put a slot. In minicamp, they had him out wide. You know he can line him up at tight end, so it's another guy that he can move around. So our offense, honestly, we said this I don't know how many years in a row, but we should put up 30 points a game this year, easily.
Yes,
if Joe Burrow's healthy. Yeah.
Joe Burrow's healthy. We should be putting up 30 banger every single game, no matter who we play.
Right, and this is where
I'm not worried. First of all, again, Jeff, you said I would be okay with being wrong. I don't think either of you are wrong about both of those wide receivers we talked about. I'm not really worried about the offense, to be honest, in really any capacity. I'm not. I think the offensive line and right tackle will be better. I thought Jonah played okay last year and one of his better seasons, but I think they've made an improvement there between either the project first round that they're going to try and groom up or Trent Brown there. But I don't really have a lot of concerns. I think there's some small questions about, how can you recreate Joe Mixon's statistical productivity with the group that you have? But I feel confident that they can do that. My questions, and maybe they are a little bit nitpicky, they are on the other side of the ball on defense. Your number 2 corner, what's happening at number 2 corner, right? You got
is Dax going to be that guy or
Chop mentioned Reader. I think, while this Bengals team could be 30, 35 points scored a game, how many are they going to give up, particularly in divisional games that these teams really are adept at running the football, and you don't really have your DJ Reader there anymore? I think you've got a lot of guys you like, Chris Jenkins Jr. You've got finally got Sheldon Rankins after trying to court the guy for like 3 years, right? Right. You got him in the fold, and so you've got some guys there where you're like, okay, but will they be able to do what they need to do on defense in the division? Right. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my point of concern, because the other teams have some players, multiple deep that can catch the ball as well. So you got to solidify some of the pass coverage spots. And then, of course, you got to be able to defend the run, particularly in the AFC North.
Yeah, I am concerned about the run defense, because we had a bad run defense last year with DJ Reader in there. We couldn't stop the run. So now you take DJ Reader out. Now, and I love DJ Reader. DJ Reader is hurt. I don't even know if he's ready for the beginning of the season, and he's older. So we don't know what kind of DJ Reader Detroit's going to get. I would love to have kept them to find out, but we didn't. You're right. But with the guys that we have now, what I'm hoping too is with hopefully the development of Myles Murphy and Joseph Osai, these guys can help Trey Henderson and Sam Hubbard get more pressure on that quarterback. And I think Rankins coming up the middle, that we're going to have more pressure coming up the outside and up the middle. So I think there's more of a concentration on getting pressure on the quarterback this year. Because, again, like you said, AC, we're concerned about our cornerbacks. You get pressure on the quarterback, that's going to help your secondary right there, make him get rid of the ball faster. So basically everything I'm concerned about is on the defense. Can we stop the run? Can we get enough pressure on the quarterback? Can Dax Hill transition to safety or to cornerback? Is Battle your starter, or is Bell going to be the starter? How good is a tackler is Geno Stone? Because he can cover, but he's not been a great tackler. So these are all things that I am concerned. So all my concerns are on the defense.
Man, when you're talking about our secondary, you're talking about Lou Anarumo, man. That's where he does his best magic. So Dax Hill, he's going to figure it out.
There's just a lot of question marks there, basically.
I agree with you about Geno Stone.
I'm not like worried to death we're not going to be able to stop anybody. Those are just things that I'll be paying attention to during the season and in training camp.
Saying as far as the defense goes, to me, I validate your points. Like Geno Stone, we brought him in because he's a ball hawk. That's why we brought him, because it's a passing league now. So would you rather have a ball hawk or a sure tackler, when everybody's passing on you?
Right.
And then the thing with DJ Reader, look, I know my expectations are super fucking high. I need to pull the reins in a little bit on Chris Jenkins. I'm not saying Chris Jenkins is going to be DJ Reader.
He's a mutant.
This dude was a run-stopping machine.
Good player.
And I understand that's not the NFL. But when you're that good at that level, I think it's going to translate to the next level. I feel like he's going to be a day one starter. He's going to help our defense. I just don't think we're going to miss DJ Reader, but I think that he's going to help us soften the blow a lot, because he's going to go out there and play very well.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And I'll probably butcher the old saying here that I'm trying to think of, but it seems like whether it's in the interior defensive line or parts of the secondary, the star power of DJ Reader and Jesse Bates the last couple of off seasons leaving, the Bengals are trying to formulate the sum of the parts equal the whole, or what I mean? Trying to get guys that it's the same in the running back group, right? Mm-hmm. Joe Mixon had gaudy stats, a lot of yards from scrimmage, a lot of touchdowns. And so they kind of said, well, we find usefulness out of a couple of new backs that we've gotten over the last couple of off seasons in Moss and Brown. And they're going to try and recreate that between 2-3 backs. And I think that's what they're kind of trying to do in some of these spots where we worry about these star power players, or these guys that have been, really productive mainstay guys and reliable. We go, okay, now it's going to be not just on one guy. It's going to be spread across 2-3 guys in a position group. Can it work? The Bengals seem to think that it can, and it will. I think we're optimistic about it, all three of us. But I think it's also fair to say that it's question marks, because they're either new players, they're rookies, or they're guys ascending into new roles where you go, they haven't really been there yet. But there's optimism there, and there's depth. I think that's
Right.
that's what I'm optimistic about.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that Dax Hill can make the transition because, I mean, he honestly has all the skills to do it. He just has never played quarterback full-time before. And I personally think this might help him just to stick to one position. They moved him all around his first 2 years, learn how to play quarterback, and maybe just turn his brain off so you don't have to think. You can just get to the point where he can just read and react. Sometimes that right there alone just helps. You don't have to think about what you're doing. You're just covering the guy. So I hope he can be the quarterback 2 for us because, I mean, we already know this year, Juice, I think he's getting a Pro Bowl this year. My opinion, if he didn't get hurt last year, I think he was deserving of a Pro Bowl last year.
You're talking about Cam Taylor-Britt?
Yeah.
Cam Taylor-Britt. I would agree with that. I thought, I mean, for the first 2/3 of the year, he was playing phenomenal, and he was basically one of, if not the main reason they won that game against Seattle. Because the Bengals could not do much of anything on offense, and he was dominant against a very, very good player in DK Metcalf, and that ended.
He should have done it.
Did
DK Metcalf get a penalty against him?
Oh,
He pissed him off so much?
Yeah,
that's right.
Him down or something, didn't he?
I think so.
And like the face and like the head.
Yeah. I forgot about that. So you brought that up. And he did.
Yeah.
So. I do think, Jeff, like you said, though, that he becomes our CB2, and I think that Dax Hill will be CB2, to be honest. They're going to play him on the outside. He's going up against DJ Turner, teammates, also from Michigan. Mm-hmm. But Dax Hill is an athletic freak. You got to remember that.
That's why I think
one of the reasons they picked him in the first round.
Right.
And so he can run fast, and he can cover. So I think he's going to be the outside guy, which means I don't know what's up with DJ Turner, if he's going to be the backup or they're going to – because I don't think he played a lot of slot in Michigan.
No, what I can foresee happen at times is probably if Hill wins that CB2 job, the boundary job, then you got Hilton still inside. What probably then happens in other, large, 4 wide receiver sets, that sort of thing, you probably move Hill inside as a slot type of guy, and Turner comes out, plays boundary for a down or two in a series type of thing. I mean, he had a good start to the season last year too. Turner did, and it just kind of fell off a cliff towards the end there.
He's my favorite pick from that draft.
Yeah, and so I mean that he probably pops in as a boundary guy. They move Hill in as one of the slots because he can play that position pretty well. Jeff and I have talked about it. I call it, potentially Hill's role at times will be who was it? Oh gosh, the guy from Seattle that played slot for him a couple of years. I can't remember his name offhand right now.
Richard
Flowers.
Oh, Flowers. Sorry,
Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers' role on
Flowers.
steroids.
I think you said
Seattle.
Yeah.
Trey Flowers. Well, he used to play for Seattle.
Oh, did he? Then Cincinnati. Now he's in Atlanta now, right?
Yeah, Atlanta.
He was last
I can't remember where. But
yeah,
anyway, I could see him doing that kind of role at times, playing that, being that inside guy, but also being able to play boundary. Same with Turner. We playing boundary here and there. And then, again, it gives your defense versatility, really.
Well, they got to figure out what the hell they got with Dax, because at the end of the year, it's come contract time. So they need to figure something out. I mean, what's his value right now? Is it safety? Is it cornerback? What is it?
That depends on this year.
I mean, I almost think that they're going to let him hit free agency so they can see what the value is, because what is his value? What's the value to other teams?
Like I said, to be honest, I think it all depends on how good he plays cornerback this year.
If he comes out, balls out at corner.
He comes out, balls out. They might sign him before, which I doubt that out, but they could sign him before the season's over.
Yeah,
They never do
Revis.
that. Yeah, there you go. All right, so according to Charlie Clifford of Channel 5 here in Cincinnati, tomorrow we're supposed to find out who the 2 inductees to the Bengals Ring of Honor are. And I am hoping and praying it is clock killing Corey Dillon, because I do not want to go streaking.
I've been wearing this jersey for the last 48 hours, Jeff.
There you go. There you go. So
it ain't Joe Mixon.
So just give everybody a heads up. If it does happen, we will be getting Corey Dillon on the show sometime tomorrow, and I have a whole bunch of us on with him. I don't know what time that's going to be. It might be tomorrow, it might be Friday, but he's got to get in first. So let's find out if he gets in first. AC, like I said, we're 24 hours out. Pick 2 guys. Who do you think's going in?
You're making me go first here.
Oh yeah, put you right on the spot.
Oh man. Well, there's an argument to be made for really almost all, if not all.
He's your goddamn neighbor, AC.
Who
He lives right down the street.
Corey Dillon.
Who Corey Dillon does? Yeah.
Yeah. You should be golfing with him right now.
Well, hey, you guys got the inside track here. Make an intro
Jeff.
for me. You know what I mean?
Get AC golfing with Corey. The man loves to golf.
We did it on our show. Well, I'll take him golfing. We did it on our show. We did, kind of who we think and who are kind of a couple of dark horse players. So I think both John and I are really thinking that Dylan should and will get in this time. I think he is more than deserving of it. And I'm looking back at some of I think it'll be someone kind of an closer generation to now, which that would be Dylan. And then probably someone from a while, a previous generation or two previous generations type of thing. I'm thinking, Lamar Parrish is a really interesting,
that's who I voted
really
for.
Interesting player. Yeah, I think he, as much and rightfully so attention that Ken Riley gets. I think Lamar Parrish was outstanding. I think it was, was it Paul Brown who used to call him Deion Sanders, or maybe it was Mike Brown, Deion Sanders before there was Deion Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders before Deion
Sanders. I think that's a good one. I still think, for me, a guy, and I know it may go against the Dylan crowd here, but James Brooks was a phenomenal football player for this team for a long time and did a lot of different things for them. I think he's an interesting guy. And then, of course, I'm a big Max Montoya guy too. So, I mean, there's a couple in there, but I think if you're telling me right now, pick two, those are the two I would pick, Dylan and Parrish, to get in.
Chop, who you got? I know
that's
Dylan.
Exactly who I voted for, but I mean, to tell you the truth, Dylan and then whoever, because they're all worthy. It's just that I created a super great friendship with one of the guys that are in there, so of course I'm going to be biased towards him. So my boy, Corey Dillon, and then whoever. But like when you're thinking about the nominees, like you mentioned like I voted for Lamar Parrish and Corey Dillon.
That's what I did.
Because they wouldn't let me do Corey Dillon twice.
Exactly.
But,
I tried.
Think about the other guys in there though, man. Don't forget Jim Breach too. Like he's the leading scorer for the Bengals still to this day.
Yep. And to me, that's the thing. As yes, with having the relationship with Corey, but him being the all-time leading rusher, right there, that guy's got to be in there. I mean, that's why I've taken my friendship out of it.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah, he definitely should be in the Hall of Fame.
To be honest, there are guys with lesser stats in the Hall of Fame right now. Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, like I said, I voted for Corey and I voted for Leap and Lamar. A lot of people here put Dave Lapham. He's another one. I think he's well deserved because Dave Lapham has been part of the Bengals organization for 50 years. I mean, that's a long
he's the
damn
voice
time.
of the Bengals too,
He's Mr. Bengal. He's the voice of the Bengals. He is the Bengals, man. Like it's just if you there's not a guy that loves the Bengals more than that dude. And we all love the Bengals, but that guy, he's been there through thick, thin, everything. That's why Dave Lapham definitely deserves to get into. Jim Breach, like Chop, like you said, he's the all-time leading scorer. That for me right there, that's you got to put him in.
He still lives here in Cincinnati too.
I mean, if they got stats, they're all-time something. They got
exactly.
That should put them above the other guys.
Let me throw one other one out. I mean, we can go down the line and make a case for all of them, really. But one, if we're not talking so much, if we're talking about Lapham connection to the team and a great, really a figurehead kind of for the team type of thing. I also look at Reggie Williams as a really interesting player for this because just longevity, and not the guy with all the Pro Bowls and the all that kind of stuff. But a guy that just meant a lot to this team for a long time and was on both Super Bowl teams.
And he's a former council member while he played.
Yeah. So that's an interesting guy to me. And I just want to say one more thing, about Dylan. Yes, I agree. I think in terms of the three major statistical categories, rushing yards, rushing touchdown. I mean, there are major statistical categories in which he is top 15, top 20. So he deserves Hall of Fame mention, and I want to shout out you guys for giving him a platform, hopefully, to get into the Ring of Honor, which is the first domino of attention that hopefully gets him
Exactly.
Pro Football Hall of Fame consideration. You guys have done a really good job of giving him a lot of exposure and time in front of fans after so many years where he wasn't given that or opted not to take it. So I think that's really cool what you guys have done to kind of propel him further into this conversation, and rightfully so.
Hey, turns out, man, he's a great fucking dude, AC. I'm telling you, we'll get it so you go golfing with him sometime, and you'll see.
Let's do it.
Really good dude.
Well, we're going to get Corey to go golf with everybody except me. What the hell?
You don't live in California, Jeff. It's difficult.
Is he in L.A.?
Yeah. No, he 1,000 Oaks. Thousand Oaks. Yeah. Okay. So,
no, he isn't. He's in Anaheim now.
Yeah.
Thousand Oaks is the old address.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Anaheim's
like he's got an NFL. He's got like got
20-30
NFL. He got 2 houses in LA.
Forgot about that. But yeah, Corey, like I said, thanks for giving us a prop. But Corey,
yeah, I mean it, man.
Didn't have
it,
to.
Seriously.
Yeah, Corey did. It's always thanks to Corey because Corey didn't have to do that. I mean, he came on my show and I'm just some stupid dumb Bengals fan that has a podcast and he decided to come on every single Monday. So I mean, it's shout out to him for doing it and honestly having the guts to do it because I mean. He didn't know me or Chop or ever from the hole in the wall. So,
matter of fact, his first encounter with me was me telling him, "Fuck you, Corey Dillon."
Yeah, he didn't like you. So
I remember that.
It's like I said, it's shout out to Corey for doing it. Like I said, dude, he's the one who did it on the field. All we did was give the platform to talk. So another one I want to bring up for the Ring of Honor, and we have to look at this way too, is age. And Lamar Parrish already won, but the other one, and James Rapine is banging the drum for this guy, which. I can't argue with James on any of this stuff. I agree with him, but Bob Trumpy, I mean, he is a forgotten player in the NFL and sometimes a forgotten player by Bengals fans because I mean he was one of the original Bengals. He retired in 1977. I mean I know him more as a broadcaster because I grew up here in Cincinnati. I remember him doing sports talk on 700 WOW and then broadcasting Bengals games. I never, at least I don't remember ever. It was 77. I was. 4? I don't remember watching him play football then, but I've seen highlights. And Bob Trumpy was a hell of a tight end. He was one of the first, I won't say first, but one of the guys that started turning the tight end position into a receiving position, in my opinion. And I don't think he gets enough props for as good of a player as he was.
This is where the organization needs to decide to take these old players because your season ticket holders are the ones voting them in. So the majority of your season ticket holders, what's that age group?
Right. So a lot of them probably never saw Trumpy, or they might not even know who he is now.
The Bengals just need to take charge of some of these things and say, hey, this guy was a phenomenal player back in the day. You guys might not have heard him, or they need to do a better job of promoting whoever they put on there, the old ones, and put like clips of them playing up so people can educate themselves. Because normal people, they didn't watch a game with Bob Trumpy.
Say you're a millennial and you got season tickets, you never saw Bob Trumpy. You don't even know who he is. No. He's not even broadcasting anymore.
But I'll tell you what,
you don't know who he is.
You listen to broadcasters and they're all pushing for their guys. I mean, what's the name? He was pushing for Dave Lapham, James Rapine, who's a broadcaster. He fills in for him on the sports radio stations. He's pushing for Trumpy.
We pushed for Corey Dillon and we won. At least I hope.
Corey Dillon's not a podcaster, not the same.
I am.
He is now, though.
He is now. He's on my show.
Every Monday on Sports with Corey Dillon.
What? That's not the name of it.
Corey Dillon Ice. Strawberry Dillon.
What? AC, what is going on here? What is going on? I'm losing control of the show. But yeah, I do want to get back. Go ahead, AC, you got something? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just said no. You're not. You're good. You got it under control. You're the ringleader.
I want to go back. I like Bacon. James Brooks. He definitely deserves to be in. He was one of the first running backs that I can remember that was the new kind of running back where he can do everything. He's the Marshall Faulk before Marshall Faulk. He could get stuff out of the backfield and take it to the house. He could, for San Diego Chargers, I mean, he freaking was the punt returner or kickoff returner in the Freezer Bowl. So, I mean, there's so many things that James Brooks was good at that guys that's like expected now, I think. And James did it before most of them did. So, I mean, I do like James Brooks. AC, are you still there? Or are you frozen?
I'm still here. Is my picture not
He's just got
not
that-
working?
No, your camera froze with such a shit-eating grin on your face. I gotta take a
Oh.
picture of it.
Oh, you know you got to take a picture of that.
I gotta take a picture.
I wish
of it.
you- I wish you
Go away
screenshot
right
it.
before-
Well, maybe I'll hop out and come back in. I don't know what happened there.
No,
But,
no, just keep talking like that. It's great.
Yeah, screenshot. You're screenshotting it. Yeah.
I
whatever.
did. I took a picture of you.
All right, so
Oh,
AC, your thoughts on James Brooks? Was he ahead of his time? Is kind of, I guess, a better way to put it. What I'm trying to do here.
First of all, that was like one of the best trades ever in
Oh, God,
Bengals
yeah.
history.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that was just a steal. I mean, talk about just taking it to the Chargers in a matter of a couple of years between the AFC Championship and then stealing him away from them. But yeah, I mean, I again, multiple Pro Bowls. I think he had 4, 3 or 4 that he went to. Just multifaceted weapon. Marshall Faulk, that was a pretty good comparison on that front. And I mean, just again, when you talk about Trumpy, who revolutionized the tight end position, which is true. Brooks and helped revolutionise that wacky offense Weiss ran and Esiason ran in the 80s,
sugar huddle,
where it was no huddle, and you had two backfields, and one he's running the swing.
It was a
all the way
K
up
gun
the
before the
field,
K gun.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know. I have a soft spot for him because I that's kind of when I first started really watching the Bengals around the time of James Brooks. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the accolades override Dylan, particularly in the teams, some of the teams that Dylan was on. I mean, he was, basically it for a while. So, but still, I think that's a guy who is deserving of consideration probably in the next, couple of Ring of Honors.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at that screen. I sent you the DM.
He's trying to get the picture.
Okay, I'm trying to get it back here. I don't know what's going on here.
And it's still frozen. It's still frozen.
frozen.
Still got the same picture on.
No, it's just me smiling, and it's just you hear me
Right.
talk.
Just you smiling.
We
Let me hop-
talk
let me-
fine.
Okay,
Go ahead.
let me hop out.
Go ahead, jump off, jump back on.
All right.
Oh, I love it. Technology, man.
I was hoping it would fix itself, but it never
It
did.
stayed on there for so long.
I know. Yeah. Leave the crib. AC, you look like you're looking in a window of me showering, bud. Leave the crypt to say
Oh
something.
shit!
Oh my goodness.
No shit, man. I tell you what, man. I fucking hate Myrtle Beach, but I need to go down there just to have meet Crip and have dinner or something.
Oh, he's mad at me. I've been down to Myrtle Beach twice, and I keep forgetting that he's down there. Every time I get back, he's like, "You didn't tell me you were down." Which we assume it's a he. We still don't exactly know if Crip is a he. Crip could be a she. You never know.
Who knows? I don't care.
Hey, look at that pretty face. You're
You all
moving now. I
moving
like it. I like it.
Hey,
Good God.
put up Crip's comment again.
Oh yeah.
Or Anthony, he was
read
out.
this. Oh, where'd he go? That one.
Well,
Crip said, "AC, you look like you're looking in a window of me showering."
when you're-
Oh, whatever.
Brad says you're looking.
Oh,
at
come on.
Oh yeah.
Good God. Now you're losing control of the show, Ice.
That's already gone. I already lost it.
Now you're losing control of the
Oh,
show.
man.
Officially. When people are mentioning my name with frickin' glory holes.
Now, you know what? I just need to put it on Twitter and put caption this.
Oh God, hey, dude, we do that. AC will never come on our shows again. He'll be like, "Fuck you guys."
Well,
I can do this."
it would be completely dependent upon the responses that are given. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey, you never know. You might get some girls on there going, "Ooh,
If
I
it was
like
resp-
him."
hey, if it's
Doubtful.
responsible, if it's responses from the Brew Crew from Bengals and Bruce, you'll never.
Yeah.
You'll put a TPO on us.
Yeah. Their fan base is a little off. I'll put it to that way.
Right. We are not right.
All right. So, expectations. Let's get back to expectations. Is there anything on the offensive side of the ball that you guys could be concerned about? For me, it would be Trent Brown. Slightly because he hasn't been healthy the last 4 years, but with Mims being there, which they still haven't signed him yet. Hopefully they'll sign him this week.
Yeah.
I'm not completely worried about it, but that's and kind of seeing how the not two-back offense, but the running back, if it's going to be by committee, or if it's going to be Zach Moss or what. I mean, that's not a worry. That's just kind of trying to figure it out. What do you think, AC? Got any worries or anything about the offense?
Hopefully, I don't freeze up here.
If you do, make all faces like
Yeah,
there's no
I'll be sure to
involved.
have my eyes blink and all kinds of
no
stuff.
glory hole involved.
Just look like Zoolander.
Okay, yeah. But no, the only, and this is kind of I don't know, this might be a reach, but the only concern I kind of have is the dynamic in the offseason where you do have a new wide receiver in Jermaine Burton, you have a new tight end, Mike Gesicki, a couple new tight ends, Gesicki, All, and McLaughlin. You have a new right tackle, and then you have your Joe Burrow, and you're on kind of a schedule, a pitch count, so to speak, and scheduled days off, et cetera. So really for me, I guess the only real concern, and then new running back as well, it's just that rapport building when it's maybe not going to be everybody practicing together on a day-to-day basis. That could include Trent Brown getting veteran rest days as well, right? Because of the injury history that you talked about. So for me, it's more, I think the talent is present everywhere. And I think they're very, very deep on that side of the ball. I think they've shored up a lot of weaknesses, but it's more Burrow maybe not practicing every day, maybe not getting the reps in preseason games, which there's an argument for and against that, but it's all of that and the new pieces there and just making sure that the rapport is built, because they can't start 0-2. They can't start 1-3, especially with the way that the schedule lines up this year, as opposed. I mean, it was a last couple of years were terrible how it lined up. Well, they had divisional games right out of the gate, both the last couple seasons. So you just cannot start 0-2, 0-3, and so I think part of that comes from Burrow working with the new weapons in training camp and preseason.
Yeah,
Cap, you gotta think. Cap.
Yeah, I would agree with Anthony. I would say I don't have any worry, apprehension. I have apprehension. Yeah. Like I really feel like I trust them, and there's upgrades, but I'm apprehensive at running back. I know what we have with Joe Mixon. Shit, he's been around the team forever. He was one of the last players to be coached by Marvin Lewis. So I have apprehension at running back. I have apprehension at tight end because I think Mike Gesicki's going to be phenomenal. He had a shit year last year, though. Is that the Patriots? Is that Mike Gesicki? I also felt really good about Irv Smith. So I have apprehension about the tight end.
You might have been the only one that felt really good about Irv Smith.
I know. Irvin. Come on, man. He picked us over his quarterback, Tua, from college. So I felt good about him if he stayed healthy.
Yeah.
I do feel good about Eric All, too. Once he gets healthy, if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to be a great addition to our offense. And I'm apprehensive about our offensive line. I know you say all the time, I hear you say, Trent Brown, we can just plan on Mims going in because Trent Brown gets hurt every season. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is going to be Trent Brown's best season because water that whatever the fuck they're putting in the Gatorade down at Paycor Stadium.
It's from the
Joe
river.
Burrow had ACL, MCL, shouldn't have came back. Boom, drank some of that Paycor Gatorade. He was back. Went to the Super Bowl the next year. He fucked his wrist up where everybody's like, this don't happen to anybody except tennis players, and you'll never throw the ball right. Fuck you. We got Gatorade at Paycor that helps people out, so I think that's going to help him out. I'm apprehensive about a couple different things. I'm apprehensive about Joe Burrow, to be honest, because he's the key. He's the key master to this entire offense. So I'm apprehensive a little bit about that because 2 of the 4 years we witnessed horrific things with season-ending injuries. So I'm apprehensive about some of that stuff. But like I said, doesn't matter. Say it for me, Jeff.
Going to New Orleans to win the Super Bowl.
Destiny year. Right?
Destiny year. Yes.
See, I listened to the keyword.
Thank you.
Sorry. I was looking at comments and thinking of something else. So AC with the running back room, I would still like them to try to find another running back. We haven't replaced Pirine. There is some talk maybe he gets cut from Denver. I'll believe it when I see it.
Zach Moss is our new Pirine.
Do you think they'll add one? Or do you think they're good?
Why do we need Pirine? We have a blocker.
Well, just another
Noah Kane.
Just another big running back in general. Because Zach Moss and Chase Brown aren't necessarily bulldozers.
Sure.
So what do you think, AC?
I mean, I think they may look at the waiver wires towards final cuts and everything. There may be someone out there. I mean, that's what Pirine was when he joined the team, right? I mean, he was a waiver wire guy and joined right before the first game of the season. I do agree. I've thought about this. We go into this mindset if Moss is the quote unquote starter, that he's going to be he's assuming the Mixon role, and I actually think as Chop just kind of mentioned it. I've been thinking about this too, where I don't think he assumes the Mixon role. I think he assumes the role of Pirine when you saw Pirine in there when Mixon was out in a few games, where Pirine was kind of a versatile guy. Pirine was able in pass protection. And so I think that's a little bit more the expectation with Moss instead of, Mixon-esque with the gaudy stats and all that kind of stuff. It's more effective in other ways, other areas. And then you supplement that with Chase Brown. But I mean, you could say, yeah, we want another goal line back, or we want another,
Well, we can always use Mims for that too.
yeah,
That's true.
Unless it's just, just totally obvious that it's not being effective in the way they're going to utilize it. I mean, I think they may scour for something at the end of final cuts, but I don't think there's going to be, a ton of wholesale changes in that group, probably.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for my boy who was undrafted from LSU, Noah Cain. That kid is a pounder. You want someone that can pound out 1 yard, man. That dude hits like a brick.
And maybe that's the route to go. Who knows? I mean, I'm still holding out hope that Chris Evans will actually do something. I think it's kind of sailed. I do not know.
They might as well just give him a ticket in the seats.
Yeah, I don't know why he can't get on the field. I mean,
I've never seen a player have such a high touchdown to touches ratio.
Right. Yeah.
And yet never see the field. There's something there that is not jiving at all.
I don't know what it is.
When we played Kansas City, he came in, and I told my buddy John, who sits with me at the stadium, I said, what the fuck is he in for? I said, I'm telling you, I said, they're passing it to him. I said, he's got to get the ball. I said, he never comes in. Boom, touchdown. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, that's the thing is when they actually use him, it's a big play. That's why I don't know.
One time a year.
But he's never on the field.
I think I did. I just because I'm like goofy like this. I think I did the math one day, and I'd have to look and do it again. But I think it's upwards of like 17 to 20% of his touches have gone for touchdowns. It's absurd.
Right.
Yeah, because he has minimal touches, but for some reason it's either like a gigantic play or like you said, like that nice little swing pass for touchdown.
By some statistics, he's the number one running back in the NFL.
Exactly.
Efficiency percentage or something. Yeah.
There's part of me that I'm kind of like I don't even know why he's on the roster because they never use him. So that's when it's always I don't know if we'll ever know the answer to that one. But one thing that I think we've definitely improved, we touched on a little bit here today, is the tight end room. I've said this a couple times on the show. I think this is, and I'm sure everybody agree with me, it's the most talented tight end room that Joe Burrow has ever had. Now, with that being said, ACLSU, because me and Chop talked about this before, with Darren Pitcher being the new OC and the addition of all these tight ends, are we going to see more emphasis on the tight end? Because I already talked about what they can do with Gesicki. I mean, if Alt is healthy, he could be, the number one tight end eventually if he's healthy.
He can block and catch.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on the tight end? Are they going to is it going to be more of an emphasis this year, or are they going to use it more? I guess.
Yeah, I mean they probably have to. I think you saw Browning utilize Hudson more, a little bit more towards the end of the season there. And oh, by the way, Hudson, your best tight end last year, is maybe looking at maybe not. I mean, I don't know. It depends on all and all of that. But
yeah,
I mean, your top tight end from last year is kind of all of a sudden now a little potentially down towards the bottom of the depth chart. Yeah, and so.
It's a good thing, right?
It's a good problem to have, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And so I think, as Chop said earlier, you're going to see Gesicki. Yeah, he's going to have probably some traditional tight end looks, but I think he's going to be a big slot wide receiver at other times. And then you can have another tight end out there that's more of a traditional set type of thing, and that's where you go. I like Eric All and the outlook there, as long as he starts getting healthy. I think.
Have you heard anything about his injury? Where he's at?
Not too much. No, not too much.
I just wonder if he's going to start off on the PUP list. Like if you look at Eric, if you see what he posts, he's like, I'm ready to go. but they're
Yeah.
holding him back, like not letting him
Well,
go.
and you know, Chop, it's more of his knee than his back. His back was 2 years ago. His knee injury is the thing he had last year.
It would not surprise me if he was pupless, just for the sake of safety, and then maybe as he gets out there, and because once he's off that, he ain't going back on. You know? So
and like you said too, we got Hudson. You know, you could keep Hudson on the team, put Eric All on the pup list. There's just really no reason right now to rush a rookie to play.
That's why, honestly, I've said this. I think he's going to start on the pup list because, like we all said, you got Tanner Hudson, you got Drew Shamble, the legend, you got Gesicki. I mean, they have guys there. You know, they don't need to rush him. They can find out what they have with these other guys too. Because if Aldis healthy, you pretty much know what you got. You know, as long as he stays healthy, and that's the biggest thing.
I mean, I'll do a little, I guess, somewhat bold prediction, but I think a couple of years down the road, we're going to look at Tanner McLaughlin and we're going to say, what a good pick that was.
Yeah.
You know
what a good pick
right.
that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I forgot about him. That's
I mean, if I watched a bit of him on, Pac-12 stuff, and I really liked him then. And really, when he was picked, I'm like, that guy was it didn't really cross my mind immediately. I'm like, oh my gosh, he was still there. I forgot about that. And you heard the talking heads on both networks talking about this guy I have no earthly idea why this guy is still on the board right now. There's nothing there.
Didn't he beat all Gronkowski's records at that college?
He was awesome. He was awesome. And
not saying maybe he's not, but still.
No, he's not the flashiest in terms of numbers, but he just does like everything solid. Everything solid. He's a good route runner, all of that. And I think I'm hopeful that a couple, maybe even as a number 2 tight end, I think you're going to look back and say, "Wow, that's a nice piece to the offense for where you picked him."
Could you see the Bengals lining up 3 tight ends if you have Gesicki wide or in the slot with those two?
Well, I know Burrow did 2 tight end sets at LSU.
Yeah, I mean, Gesicki would be. He was a receiver, but 3 tight ends on the field at one time. But I honestly think there's going to be more 2 tight end sets because what you just said, Chop, that Burrow did that a lot at LSU.
And we got a new OC, so maybe he'll throw some of that in there.
We've got the guys to do it.
I'm looking forward to whatever changes Dan Pitcher makes. I'm excited to see it.
We talk about pitcher, but we also have a new passing game coordinator who came from Minnesota.
Exactly,
So that's another
they have a good
wrinkle
passing
to this
game
too.
in Minnesota, didn't they?
They did. So that's another wrinkle to this offense. So I really do think, and I love Brian Callahan. I'm glad he got the job at Tennessee. But this could be, again, I keep saying it's addition by subtraction, but just having different voices in there, and everybody kept saying with different voice in the room, and for Zach Taylor calling plays and all that stuff.
You said Brian Kelly?
Brian Callahan.
You said, Brian Callahan. I thought you said Brian Kelly for a minute.
I don't know. You're going to make me lose my train of thought now.
Go ahead. Dan Pitcher.
Is the offense how much difference? How much difference is the offense going to look with Dan Pitcher and the new passing coordinator? What kind of wrinkles are they going to do?
Justin Riscotti is the passing. Yes. Yeah. So one of the interesting things we talked about this earlier about this shell game and moving wide receivers around inside and outside and kind of interchanging them to a degree. You can do that with Gesicki as well, right? I mean, you can kind of do that, like I said, just the tight end and then plop them out to slot. And that's what Riscotti and that offense did. And they did it masterfully with Justin Jefferson, right? I mean, he goes everywhere. And so that's what he's going to bring. I think there's going to be that element of, hey, let's kind of get a little creative and tweak here. And, I like the idea of being less predictable. And I think that's probably the freshest. Thing. And I don't want to put that all on Callahan. No. I think Burrow's injury. I think maybe new roster. New people they brought in this specific offseason to help with that. And Burton and Gesicki will help with that. But I'm excited to be less predictable, especially if Burrow's healthy and they can do a lot of different things and provide a lot of different looks to a defense.
Exactly.
What about if they just had Ted Karras, Orlando Brown, and Amarius Mims, and then everybody else we could just have all tight ends and wide receivers, and Burrow just has to get it out real damn fast.
Do you remember that weird formation a handful of years ago from Hughes Jackson, where like I think it was Witt that was like there.
Yeah.
And
Like
More of
it
that, please.
It was unpredictable, that's for sure. But like I said, if we stay healthy, dude, and I'm not trying to be cocky, and this is you tell me I got orange
be
coats.
cocky though, Jeff, because it's our destiny year.
Yeah,
You're allowed to.
we're gonna win this, and I said this every year the last 3 years, but I really do think we're going to get off to a good start, 3-0 start, because of the schedule. I mean, we've had a dogfight the last couple of years throughout the. I mean, last year was one of the historically toughest schedules ever. So, and if Burrow's healthy, we're going to the playoffs. I mean, we damn near made it with Jake Browning.
He was catching his stride.
Exactly. So I think this is our year. We'll see what happens. AC, you've been on for 59 minutes. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry your camera froze and had the Zoolander look, but
That's my fault.
It's not your fault, Jeff. It's California.
It's odd. There's lots of things that are California.
Long distance charges. Long distance charges.
So
the
anyway,
4 power grids out here.
plug some stuff before I let you go, man.
No, just shows Orange and Black Insider, part of the Believe Network, and then doing some things on Cincy Jungle. But good to see you, Chop. It's been a while since we've yacked it up, man. Good to see you. Hope you are well, and give my best to the Bengals and Brews guys too.
Sure
unfortunately, so a lot of stuff, fun and not, has been pulling my attention away from Bengals stuff. So I appreciate this opportunity to be on the show and talk with both you guys. Seriously, in all seriousness, I appreciated it. Kind of helps push aside some of that other stuff, and this is kind of the fun thing. And
it's supposed to be fun.
No, I appreciate it. I've just been pulled away from some stuff, and so talking about this kind of reignites a lot of passion and doing all that stuff, and always good. You two are two of my favorites, so
thank you, sir.
Always
Appreciate
good
you.
yakking with you. Appreciate you having me on.
Get ready for golf because it's going to happen.
And make sure you let me know when you come to Cincinnati so we can hang out and go to the Moorline House. And,
there's a small chance this weekend for Bengal Jim's Jungle Jam.
I'll be there if you're there.
Okay, we got some of our guys will be there covering it, but
if you're coming, we're going somewhere. We're going to drink some damn beers this time, okay?
Okay, all right. I'm working on it. Slight
chance.
All
right.
If not, in season, yep. Yeah.
Well, you got my number. Just check back through the DMs. I sent it to you 2 or 3 times. You can call me.
I will.
All right,
brother. Take him off unblocked.
Take care, guys. Hopefully, I don't freeze up on the way out.
There you go.
Who dat?
See ya.
All right, chat. What do you guys got going on, Bengals and Brews? Anything cool?
Friday, man. Supposed to be having Brad Robbins on.
Yeah, baby. So, the Mustachio.
The Bengals sophomore year punter. Drafted last year from Michigan. Had a hopefully a better season this year than he had last year. He's got some competition. We're going to talk to him about that. So, but he's a really good dude, man.
He is. We met him in person at the Cincy Tattoo event. He's awesome. And hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe tomorrow night or Friday we'll be having a Corey Dillon party.
It's going to happen while I'm asleep, probably.
Ring of Honor.
Friday. But yeah, that'll be awesome. Are you going to the Jungle Jam?
I didn't get tickets in time. I kept meaning to get them. I can't. It's sold out. Dude, I do it all the time. Like, oh yeah, I get that. Like, look, I am not like I don't have Venmo. I don't have that stuff. I gotta get my wife. I'm like, if I could just go, hey Jim, here's $20. Can I come in? That would be a lot easier on me because I don't have a Venmo, and then me and my wife are so busy with other stuff that.
If you got a bank account, I'm just telling you, you have Zelle, and you can Zelle.
I didn't know how to do that either. So yeah, I'm old.
Yeah. But anyway, Bengals and Brews Mondays and Fridays, 3:30. Sometimes the times alter a little bit here and there, depending on if we have a guest. They can only do a certain time, but pretty much 3:30 Mondays and Fridays.
Woo! All right, Jack. Appreciate you, brother. Hooday.
Love you, Hooday.
Hooday. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I had a blast. I had AC and Chopper, two of my favorite guys. You guys know Chop's my boy. My boys from Bengals and Brews. Love those guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. And go check them out Friday. They got Brad Robinson on the show. He's been on my show. They had him first, by the way, because some people think it's the other way around. Nope, they had him first. So I had him on last year. What was that? Or it was this year, like March or April. It was like right after the tattoo event. Anyway, I've been live streaming on ZTV, X, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You can follow me on all those, along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And like I've said, I cannot wait for this. Each and every Sunday, Bengals home game, we will be at the Moorline Lager House having our pregame Bengals tailgate. There's some really cool details coming. I just can't tell you what they are yet. But I just tell you this: there is going to cost you some money to get in. Portion of the proceeds are going to go to charities, but you're going to have an absolute blast. We're going to have delicious Moorline food. You're going to have delicious Moorline beer. You have access to their bourbon room. There are going to be former Bengals there. I'll be there. Captain will be there. Hube will be there. Who knows? Maybe I can get the brew crew to show up and meander their way up here from Lot 1. It's going to be an absolute blast. I cannot wait. I'll also be doing a show live there every Tuesday. It'll be our Monday show. We'll be moving to Tuesday, so Bengals Captain and Corey will be joining me live. It's going to be an absolute blast. Between now and then, go check out Moorline Lager House. And it's Burger Week. They have a delicious burger that I'm going to go there and I'm going to eat sometime this week. Go check it out. Also, if you're looking for some chicken wings, I highly, highly recommend Midwest's best barbecue and creamery. Like I said, they're literally 45 minutes from my house, but it's worth the drive. They are delicious. You can literally take a dart and throw it at the menu and pick something, and I guarantee you, you are going to love it. Tim and Nicole are awesome people, huge Bengal fans, supporter of my podcast. I appreciate it, and just great friends. Make sure you go out to Midwest's best barbecue and tell them I sent you. Also, check out Meyer Windows and Doors. If you guys need any windows and doors, check out Meyer Windows and Doors at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. Also, my West Side peeps, go to Hail Mary's. It's right there in the heart of Chivy. It's your ticket to the game. It's a little awesome sports bar, big-ass TV screen, beer specials, food trucks, free parking. It is absolutely awesome. Hail Mary's, your ticket to the game. All right, boys and girls, tomorrow, the scheduled show is, we're going to be talking Bearcats. It's Dan Horde and Jim Kelly will be on at 5:30. I don't know when the announcement is tomorrow, but apparently there should be an announcement for the Ring of Honor. If it's Corey Dillon, which I'm hoping to God it is, if it's Corey Dillon, I'm going to get him on either that night or Friday. So we were talking about if he gets in, he's coming on the show, and I'm going to get everybody, the Brew Crew, all of them are going to come on with us, as many of them as can join us to hopefully celebrate Corey getting into the Ring of Honor. But like I said, we'll find out sometime tomorrow. I don't know when, but keep your fingers crossed. So got a couple good shows coming at you next couple days. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!